What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. Hoovy, it's your boy. He's back. He's back. This could be a bad matchup for Travis, but we'll get into the matchup in just a second, and I'll explain why. But yeah, if you haven't seen it before, simple concept: 100 characters put into a tournament. Each day on the channel, I upload one of the matches from the tournament, except for Sundays. And then in each matchup, we vote between one of the two characters that we would rather see, not who's more likely, but who would you rather see in Smash Bros. For DLC. So then you type their name in the comments, because that's how you vote. But voting's a part of the overall rules. So we're going to throw up all the rules on screen for you guys right now. And as you can tell, rule number 1 is for fun, and like I just mentioned, that essentially that means vote for who you want, not who's necessarily more likely. It's always vote for who you personally would rather have between the two characters in the matchup for the day. But do remember, you only get one vote per person. How do you vote? That's simple. Like I said, down in the comments, you type the name of the character you are voting for. That's simple, but remember, one vote per person. You are allowed to vote for both characters, however. If you absolutely love both characters or you're having a difficult time deciding who to vote for, you can vote for both. Totally fine. But the rest of the rules: double elimination tournament, meaning a character will have to lose 2 times overall before being officially eliminated. Once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual matchup, if there's a tie in the voting, we'll flip a coin to break said ties. Just the fairest way to do it. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. So you have 7 days once the episode first gets uploaded. Get 7 days to get your votes in. If your vote comes in after that, it doesn't count. So that's the rules. Let's get to the rest of the matchup, shall we? Alright, so we got to go over the results from last week's match, which, keep in mind, a winner's bracket matchup. So whoever loses, they're still in the tournament, because nobody in the winner's bracket has a loss. So the matchup was a very good one last week. It was Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic series, and his opponent, he was taking on Lloyd Irving from the Tales of series. And overall, this was a very close matchup. Very close. The winner only won by 4 votes, if I remember correctly. The winner, Lloyd Irving, won 35 votes to just 31 votes. So Shadow just barely lost this one, but remember, Shadow's still in the tournament. Just drops to the loser bracket, so 1 more loss from Shadow after this, and he's done. But yeah, congrats to Lloyd, who now has the unfortunate task of facing off against Shantae in the next round, but that'll be a little bit later. That'll be later. Anyway, congrats to Lloyd for now, and Shadow fans, still in the tournament. Keep that in mind. He's still here. But yeah, let's move to today's matchup. Now, I said this matchup could be a little bit of a massacre for one character. And the character that I think is at a severe disadvantage, only by going by past experience. Anyway, the matchup, Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes, which I think there's some really good potential, and he's not just another sword user. I'll dive into that in just a second. But his opponent, Heavy Weapons guy from Team Fortress. Why do I think he's the heavy favorite in this matchup? Just going by the 2 matches. He's only been in 2 total matches in all the tournaments that I've done, and both matches he's had 124 votes and then 150 votes. Insane. So, will he keep the momentum up? Maybe. We'll find out, but let's jump into the matchup. So, Heavy's up first. Now, Heavy, Team Fortress, this is like a franchise. This is a character that I always kind of say there's a lot, and most of us know this, there's a lot of franchises that I think are severely being underlooked. And when you think of the Fighter Pass Volume 2 for Smash Bros., it's probably going to be very similar to how they structured it the first Fighter Pass. Every character is going to have a certain amount, a certain budget, we'll say. Now, they might be willing to stretch that budget for, potentially bigger name characters, and I'm not trying to knock on any character here. I'm not trying to say Heavy is less important. I'm not saying that. I'm just roll with me here. So, potentially a AAA third-party huge character. Use Master Chief as an example. He's known around the world. That would take a little bit extra to kind of, put that all together. So then, for your first pass, you go a little bit more than your average. So then your next character, maybe it's a little bit smaller of a budget for the character. And I think maybe that's where somebody like a Heavy could come in. I was going to say it's not like there's a lot of people clamoring for him, but kind of not, but kind of there is, because I've been introduced to the Heavy for Smash community, and I like what they're doing there. They nonstop fully support their character getting into Smash Bros. And that's what's great. That's why I started these tournaments, to learn about other characters, to learn about fan bases that support certain characters, and to see who is getting supported. Heavy's getting supported. It is one of the biggest for Smash communities. It has Hoovy, you're gonna have to let me know. I think you said, don't you have like over 1,000? Is it 1,000 followers on social media, like on Twitter, or is that like over 1,000 people in your Discord? Either way, there's a ton of people that are behind this character. Even though maybe some people don't hear the name pop up too often, I guess that's where it might be able to kind of slide in as kind of a underdog type of character. And I mean, look, there's no Team Fortress. There's nothing like that in Smash Bros. In terms of, their franchise. So they're not represented, which still fits a lot of people's theory. All right, look. Nintendo, nobody's come out to say what the structure is for Fighter Pass 2. Nobody said that, all right, it's only going to be, new franchises. Nobody has said that. That was for Fighter Pass 1. Reggie said that back in the Game Awards at 2018 for Fighter Pass 1. Anybody's on the table for Fighter Pass 2, which is great. Maybe we do get a Pokemon rep. Yes, some people are still... I don't know why I'm going over this, but some people are going to say Pokemon's not going to happen. We had the Spirit event back in November, right? Look, Fighter Pass 2, it's a whole different monster at this point. It's anything's on the table. And besides, the whole... If you're getting your own spirits in Smash Bros. As a part of like a DLC update or whatever it might be, the fans, that's exactly what it is. It's a fan rule, and so many fan rules have been broken. And again, it's a fan rule. It's not a Nintendo rule. It's not a Sakurai rule. Fan rule. We make them up all the time only for them to be broken and shattered, and then we just move on to the next thing that we think is a rule, but ultimately it might not happen. So I don't know. I didn't make a great case. Oh, quick moveset. Let's go over moveset very quickly. So he does have his machine gun. I believe his name, Sasha, right? I think that's what he calls it. And so it's a machine gun. Easy neutral special. Be able to press and hold it. Just rapid fire the machine gun. I'd say if you... it had pretty good range. It is a Gatling gun, machine gun type of thing after all. So it had pretty good range. But I think maybe the closer you are to it, maybe the more damage. So the farther it's going to do less damage. Makes sense. Let's see other things. He does have like I think you could do like a cart, a mine cart, I think it is. Or is it a shopping cart? It's some sort of cart with an explosive in it, and you'd be able to kind of like push it. You just kind of like summon this explosive cart, and whether you can push it or you can just leave it where it is, it's just kind of like an extra something out on the battlefield. So shoot it with a projectile, boom, and it explodes. Use it as like a ledge trapping tool, which would be phenomenal, by the way. Heavy runs to the edge of the stage and just kind of like pushes the cart over the edge. So if somebody gets hit by it, maybe it explodes. Maybe it needs to take a certain number of hits before it explodes. Whatever it might be, that'd be fun. He's got a grappling hook, I believe, so you could use that for an up special, a recovery. Joker's kind of got that. Byleth, it's not a grappling hook, but you know what I mean with the grappling hook type of recovery. So that'd be kind of fun. Another thing I was thinking of, what about a sandwich? Yes, with a V, not a W. Sandwich, like it'd be a down special. He pulls out a sandwich, and you could be able to take 3 bites of it, and it could be like a per stock sort of thing, where you would take the bite of the sandwich, and it would heal you by whatever percent, whatever amount it would be, but you could be able to do it 3 times so you can heal yourself. But I think a fun thing to do with it as well, if he pulls out the sandwich and he's about to take a bite, if he gets hit, sandwich drops and it becomes an item on the battlefield. So your opponent can come over, run up, take a bite out of it, and it disappears. Then it will take a little bit of time, or that's where the per stock would come into play. So if your opponent takes 1 bite, whatever it might be, you only get a few bites per stock. So kind of heal yourself. He's got some good range. Of course, he's going to be a bigger character. He's going to have his punches, probably maybe shoulder tackles, some kicks, whatever it might be, uppercuts. You got to throw that in there as well. Maybe just grabbing the Gatling gun and just kind of like swinging it around. That'd be kind of interesting as well. So there's good potential in moveset, and the character's just kind of underlooked in my opinion. So let's move on to his opponent though. Travis Touchdown. I've been seeing this guy's name pop up a little bit more, and there's a good reason. Actually, do I have this article? Yes. I want to show this. This is from a few years ago. Suda51, the guy behind the No More Heroes franchise, the Travis touchdown. He has said on several occasions that he talks to Sakurai. They're very good friends, Suda and Sakurai. They're great friends. They respect each other. They're fans of each other's works. So Suda, he's the kind of guy whose his personality's a little bit out there, right? He's joking around a lot, but in all, let's see, where's this quote? Basically, I think it's this whole paragraph right here. So in all seriousness, next time he does decide to go and make a Super Smash Bros. Game. I believe this is an article from 2017, so we didn't know about Smash Ultimate at the time. But next time he goes decide and make a Smash Bros. Game, Suda is going to seriously tell Sakurai to put Travis Touchdown in Smash Bros. Didn't quite happen. I don't know, maybe Nintendo didn't want it, or maybe by the time he knew about the new Smash Bros. Game, it was too late in development cycle. So how about DLC, right? So maybe this could work, because I know it was about a year ago, or about this time, where Suda was doing like some sort of interview, and somebody asked him if Travis is going to be in Smash Bros. For the Fighter Pass, the first one, keep in mind. He said no. Remember, Nintendo decided the Fighter Pass. And keep in mind, we just had, No More Heroes Travis Strikes Back recently. No More Heroes 3 is going to be a thing. So maybe, and again, Nintendo can use the game however they want. They want to promote another game going to be on their console. Because the No More Heroes, I believe, is a Nintendo kind of exclusive, right? It's only, the No More Heroes franchise, I think, has only appeared on Nintendo platforms. So, Suda loves Nintendo. They got a great working relationship. Again, he's got big friendship with Sakurai. So, I don't know, like, the pieces of the puzzle are there. Do they get put together for Travis to be in Smash Bros? There could be a chance. So, Travis's character breakdown real quick. Yeah, everybody sees his little laser sword, his beam katana, if you will. And most people are going to look at him and go, great, another sword user, just what we need. Hold on. He's not just a sword user. Yes, Beam Katana is going to be a big part of his moveset, not the overall majority, but he's also skilled in wrestling. So he's got a couple like wrestling type moves, pile drivers, suplexes, maybe drop kicks, maybe clotheslines, elbow drop. He's got the melee not really hand-to-hand combat, so to speak, but that's, getting down to dirt. You know what I mean by wrestling type moves. So he's got that in his arsenal. You could throw that into some grabs potentially. Maybe his down grab for some reason would be a pile driver. Maybe that would be his... Nah, that wouldn't really be a down smash because you'd have to grab him. So yeah, maybe that works better as a grab. And then his up grab would be a suplex, maybe. Picks him up and I don't know, maybe that could work. He's got the drop kicks. You could use that for like a little dash attack. Of course, he's got his beam katana. You're most likely going to use that somewhere in smash attacks as well. So, little like beam katana thrust or jabs or whatever. Kind of wave it over the head, kind of like a lot of sword users do. So there's going to be similarities, obviously, with sword type of user and in terms of what's also represented on the roster already, but that's just gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of overlaying similarities from character to character and all that sort of stuff. But Travis Touchdown, I don't know. Could he happen? I mean, like I said, there's pieces of the puzzle for this to kind of work. And maybe Travis could also be one of those kind of sneaky, I'm not going to say under the radar, but maybe a franchise that's not quite getting looked at as much, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe Sakurai, maybe when Nintendo approached Sakurai and said, we're doing another Fighter Pass, maybe Sakurai said, all right, if we're doing another Fighter Pass, I want to pick maybe one or two of the characters. I want to have a big say in, who's going to be on the list, and then I'm going to pick to work on that character. We don't know. I know Sakurai has come out and said Nintendo's the one that picked the DLC, but I'm sure Sakurai would have had a few words for Nintendo to be like, all right, if we're doing this, if you're making me work on this game for another 2 years, I want to work on this character and I want to get this character. Can you make it happen? And then Nintendo goes out and does the behind the scenes wheeling and dealing sort of thing. So let's go to the matchup. Let's go to the voting. Travis Touchdown's always been a character that I've kind of like low-key been very interested in. I love the No More Heroes games. He's definitely a more mature sort of character. He's got his beam katana. One more thing about his beam katana. In the Wii games, his beam katana would lose power, and then you'd have to like absolutely, you'd have to shake it to kind of like charge it back up again. I think that'd be kind of a funny little motion that he could do, and you know, if your mind is a little dirty like mine, he's got a certain way that he charges up his beam katana, and throw that in there maybe, whatever, if that works. But for this moveset, or for the character, for the voting, ooh, I actually think I'm going to give him the slight edge to heavy weapons guy. He's never a character that I really thought of, but once the name was thrown out there, and once I kind of sat down and envisioned how the character could play in Smash Bros., I guess I've taken a liking to Heavy, so he's getting my vote in this one. Let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. Travis, Heavy, or both. They're all fine options. So that is it for this one. Little sneak peek for tomorrow. The resident punching bag of Smash Bros. Sandbag is back tomorrow, so maybe he gets some revenge, or maybe his opponent, Spyro the Dragon, will end up taking that one, but that's tomorrow. We'll get there eventually. And then we'll get the results of who's tomorrow's results. Results are going to be from Crystal, you know, Star Fox character, and her opponent was Lana from Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors version of Lana. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.